what Patek Philippe is really doing right now. Every year, March comes around, people start speculating what brands like Patek are going to do because Watches and Wonders is coming in April annually, usually mid-month, and people expect Patek to do some massive things. More complications, crazier pieces, bigger headliners. And this year, on the surface, it looks like they delivered. The new Nautilus variations, high complication prices, and extremely technical watches most people will never actually see in person. But honestly, I think most people are looking at Patek the wrong way. And I know it might not be agreeable at the moment, but hear me out. Because Patek doesn't operate like a normal watch brand. They're not chasing hype at all. They're not trying to dominate social media for 2 weeks. Everything they do is intentional and usually much more calculated than people realize. Actually, a lot of brands are that way. A good example this year is the new mid-size Nautilus direction they introduced. On paper, it doesn't sound revolutionary. Smaller sizing, subtle refinements, controlled adjustments. That's exactly how Patek likes to operate. Elegance, refinement. They're not trying to reinvent the Nautilus every few years. They're refining who the watch is actually for, maybe. And that tells you a lot about where the brand thinks the market is heading. If anyone knows, it's them. And if you really pay attention to this year's releases, what Patek is actually doing becomes pretty obvious. They're refining the brand, not expanding. Optimizing. Quality over quantity. Yes, the complicated pieces matter because they remind the market where Patek sits, which is at the top. But the more interesting thing is what they're doing with core models like the Nautilus. Different sizes, subtle adjustments in how the watches wear and who they appeal to, maybe. And that's not random. Patek understands the market is much more selective than it was during peak hype years a few years ago. Buyers today are more informed, more intentional on their purchase. They're not just chasing whatever is impossible to get anymore. And honestly, that's where Patek has always been strongest. From what we see daily, buying, selling, trading, consigning, and sourcing watches, the people buying Patek right now usually know exactly what reference they want, what model they want, what they want. These aren't panic buyers or hype buyers. Most of them are thinking long-term. And if we get asked upside questions long-term, it's almost always from Patek buyers. That's why Patek tends to move differently than most brands. Even when the market gets volatile, they stay in their own lane because they don't need to react to the noise. And their year-to-date appreciation numbers show it. They're up almost 18% year-to-date. They know, and so do the buyers. So when you look at this year's releases, don't just focus on the flashy complications or headlines. Look at the direction and the trajectory the brand is taking. Patek is doubling down on exclusivity, control, long-term positioning possibly, instead of chasing short-term attention, like maybe Rolex hype. And honestly, that's a big reason why the brand continues to sit at the top of the market with elegant buyers. And if you're thinking about buying, selling, trading, consigning, or getting into Patek for the first time, we're always happy to help. Our information is in the description below if you want to work with us. But let me know what you think. Do you think Patek is playing it smart right now, or do you think the brand is becoming too conservative? My name is Chris, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.